There are people walking free right now who believe they've gotten away with murder. That's where island crime comes in. My name is Laura Palmer. I'm a veteran journalist, and I investigate unsolved homicides and missing person cases on Vancouver Island. And these aren't just cold cases pulled from the archives. I'm uncovering new leads, tracking down witnesses who've never spoken publicly before. Listen to Island Crime, wherever you get your podcasts.
From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada. Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Roz. Mocha. Roz. Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Mocha.
Yeah.
You ready?
Let's do the news!
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
Pierre Poilievre on with Joe Rogan yesterday. I don't know if you saw any of it. I watched a bit of it, like I guess the clips that sort of took off.
Yeah.
I want to play this one. This is Rogan asking Poilievre about how Canadians and how he felt when Trump started the 51st state talk.
Did that really have that much of an effect up there? Like, did people take him seriously?
I think at first everyone thought it was a joke. Because we've always had these jokes like, one day we're going to take over Vermont and Detroit should be part of Canada and all that stuff. But then he kept saying it and it became a lot of people got upset about it, and I think understandably so.
Understandably, yeah. I mean, it's a crazy thing to say.
It is a crazy thing to say.
I talked to him on the phone about it. It was like so funny. He's like, at first I was joking, but then people were like, it's a good idea. Like, that's not a good idea.
What he's saying that, I can assure him of that. But and the tariffs aren't a good idea either. We should get the tariffs out, because there's so much we could be doing together as neighbors and partners if we got rid of those tariffs.
I thought he was almost too diplomatic on that in the interview, because the one thing he didn't do, which I thought was great, which is he had many opportunities to trash Carney, and he didn't, because he's like, I'm not going to speak ill of the Prime Minister on foreign soil. Mm-hmm. Right. So there was no trashing of anything. He was talking about how he was just texting him and everything else. But I don't know. I think that the sort of anger in Alberta and the anger that a lot of people have, I think that he kind of glossed over a lot because he didn't want it to seem that bad. I don't know why, really.
Because Alberta wants to be separate now?
No, just in the whole country. Because when Poilievre's up here talking, he's like, people are fed up, bashing his hands on the table, all this stuff. But when he was sitting in front of Rogan, he was like, not that at all. So I don't know whether he downplayed it or wanted to seem polite or wanted internationally to see that things weren't that bad or people didn't feel that bad.
It's probably that.
Yeah, maybe, because this thing came out yesterday, which is the World Happiness Report. They do it, I think, every 10 years, and Canada dropped from 6th place in the world to 25th place now in the world.
We're not happy, guys.
And that's at a 71 countries. We're 25th out of 71st. Finland was the happiest place in the world for the 9th year in a row. The study highlighted how life evaluations among 25-year-olds in the U.S., Canada, Australia, New Zealand have dropped significantly over the past decade, and suggested that it was long hours doom scrolling on social media is the reason for so much of the unhappiness. Costa Rica, by the way, where my family just was, jumped to number 4.
Did they seem happier when they came?
They said that it was one of the greatest places they've ever been to in their lives.
Agreed.
Yeah. So
you're supposed to say that about our country, Chloe. Come on, our happiness score is very
better.
low.
I'm sorry.
We're 25th.
We're
25th
from 6th.
From 6th. I'm just saying that's what happens, man.
That's terrible,
right? Stop, drop, and roll. We are on fire.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I want to play this. New York Islanders rookie defenseman Matthew Schaefer becomes the youngest defenseman to get 50 points in a season. Listen to this.
He didn't really have a choice in that, I don't think.
No. He didn't.
Here's Schaefer. Snaps one, score! Well, and it was a beautiful goal, too. Killed it.
Matthew Schaefer with his 50th point of the season is his 21st goal.
I mean, they lost to
18 years, 195 days. He's an 18-year-old, 50 points as a defenseman. And yeah, Ottawa did win. Brady Tkachuk got the game winner and actually bumped the Islanders out of the wild card spot while doing it.
You know, he scored that goal. There's 13 seconds left in the game. They're about to go into overtime.
Yeah.
Can I just play you really quick when Matthew Schaefer scored that goal?
Yeah.
A that's what she said moment that happened shortly after.
Yes, please.
He's so good at bringing that thing in about 8 inches and releasing it.
Wow. Wow.
He's so good at bringing that thing in about 8 inches and releasing it.
Yo, I love hockey so much,
You're
guys.
the devil.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jelly Roll looking good. Was this a Photoshop thing, or did Jelly Roll actually get his dream of being on the cover of Men's Fitness? Was
Men's Health? No,
Men's
no.
Health? Was
Yes.
that an actual thing?
Bro, I read
Was
the
it?
article. I watched the 20-minute documentary.
Yeah?
Oh.
Yeah.
I love Jelly Roll so much.
Here's Jelly talking about his wellness journey.
When I first started walking and running, I realized that even though I didn't see what it was doing for my physical health for the first couple months, because that's just how training works, it helped me so much in my emotional health. I instantly go from being angry about things to running and meditating and turning into praying for them. And it's just crazy how fast my mind shifts just in that 1 hour of cardio I do every morning. Today's a great day to start. Love y'all.
I know a lot of people have that dream of like, oh my God, I'd love to one day be on the cover of Men's Health, right? The motivation, though, when you're famous, like the motivation for somebody like Jelly Roll, when Jelly Roll was as big as he was, and he said, my ultimate goal, my dream is to get on the cover of Men's Health. The motivation amps up when you're at the level of Jelly Roll because you know Men's Health reached out and were like, bro, that cover is here waiting for you. Just get it. Right? Like that. How's that for motivation? Like amazing. Not like the dream is not an unattainable dream when you're somebody like Jelly Roll. Like it's a very attainable dream. And knowing that that cover is there waiting for you, all you have to do is the work.
As soon as he mentioned
crazy motivation.
As soon as he said Men's Health, yes, they did reach out and they followed him for an entire year.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's a win-win for everybody.
It's a win-win for everybody.
He had to at that point.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you are looking to do something like that, not make it on Men's Health, but like get your fitness journey started and you're having a hard time and you need some motivation.
Get famous first.
No.
Oh,
no.
sorry. I thought this was what you were going to say.
Go and watch this 20-minute documentary, the Jelly Roll with Men's Health. And I'm telling you, it will make you want to get up and just start moving right away.
He did Ozempic, though, right? For a while? He had to have been on Ozempic.
I didn't see that in the documentary.
Oh. I mean, I don't know how somebody loses 250 pounds in a year without it.
Exercise and while eating?
No. No.
A little bit of the zen.
Maybe just a taste. Give me just
a little sprinkle of it on the sweet potatoes.
Give me just a misting.
Right?
Yeah. Just like
like, can I vape that?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The International Energy Agency said that people should now start limiting commuting where possible as the worldwide energy shock becomes, quote, more and more severe. It released a 10-point set of actions that it said could be implemented quickly by governments, businesses, and households. Top of that list was a request to work from home where possible. We're back to working from home again. The war in the Middle East, this one has caused, they say, the largest ever disruption to global supplies in history when it comes to oil and
Calling our
energy.
boss Alex, telling him starting Monday, working from home. I'm trying to save energy in the world.
I can't be the only one a little bit frustrated when you just keep hearing all the time.
Call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to...
I'm just going to tell him on...
That Canada sits on, I think it's like the 4th largest oil reserves in the entire world. Like, we should be good, right?
Hold on.
Like, we should be good.
What about all the oil in Alberta?
This is what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
This is
Why
what I'm
can't we
saying.
take from them?
Because for 10 years, they were like, it stays in the ground. And Quebec will never let them build a pipeline through their province and all this other
Quebec.
stuff. And I know. But like, we should be good, right? We should be good.
Yo, man's have enough oil you can't share?
No, we should be good. That's the crazy part of all of this. I don't know.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
This is a wild story, man, over the Bachelorette. So the new Bachelorette, Taylor Frankie Paul, who was on the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives as well, they've canceled the entire season because
Wait, what?
They've canceled the entire season.
Isn't it supposed to start like next week?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, they canceled the entire season. So there were stories of domestic violence accusations between her and her ex, a guy named Dakota Mortensen. And TMZ released a video yesterday of the fight, a fight between them. And it was Taylor Frankie Paul just like punching and kicking and pulling him. No. And then when he got away from her, she started throwing metal bar stools at him. And the kid was in the room. And then the kid starts crying. So here's a little clip of the fight.
Yeah, look at you. Look. Yeah, look. This is called physical abuse. Yeah.
So I don't want to play the whole thing, but she had just got back hammered from a girls' night out because I watched the police body cam footage as well. And she was charged and pled guilty to domestic violence. And then I think it was like violence in the presence of a child, which is another charge. She pled out, and part of her deal was she was at 3 years probation. And a month ago, there was another call. For domestic violence. And that was being investigated, but nobody really knew what was going on. And then yesterday, TMZ released that video. ABC canceled the entire season. Also, the the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives have hit pause on their season, and there was actually a 30-minute Zoom call with cast members of Mormon Wives and ABC where they said that they didn't feel comfortable continuing on with that show if Taylor Frankie Paul was still part of it.
Wow.
Right?
My question is, did ABC know about any of this stuff? So, did they do an investigation before even filming the season?
Listen, it was out there. These stories have been out there. The only thing that wasn't out there was the video. And from what I understand, both of these people are toxic.
Yeah.
For that reason alone, I don't know how she was ever picked as the Bachelorette.
Well, I think that is the reason why she was chosen for the Bachelorette, because they're so toxic.
No, but what I mean is that this is 2023. She pled guilty to domestic violence. They knew that. And everybody was like, well, who leaked this video to TMZ? The problem is, and where it looks really, really bad on ABC, is that they're like, oh, who leaked the video to TMZ? Nobody leaked the video to TMZ. That video was logged as evidence. You can request that video. Nobody did. Right? And that's the problem. So it's all canceled now. Millions of dollars, all the paid partnerships, all the sponsorship, the hole in the schedule, everything completely canceled.
Damn, they're
which
screwed.
is crazy.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Earlier in the week, Reuters had claimed that they unmasked Banksy as a guy named Robert Cunningham. And this was a story that had come out in 2008 as well. There was this artist, this guy that they found that they said was Banksy. And then Reuters unmasked this arrest warrant when the guy was arrested in like the early 2000s in New York. And he actually signed a confession with that same name. So they're like, without question, this guy's Banksy, this guy named Robert Cunningham, which is true. However, the picture that was released, remember I sent it to you guys, there was a younger version of this guy and then the older version of this guy.
Just like a regular dude.
Just like a regular dude. And they looked very similar, just the older version. So it turns out the picture that came out, Reuters didn't release it, but everybody else did, was actually a guy named George Giorgio. And so the internet docks the wrong guy. He's a 69-year-old property manager from North London, and he's now begging everyone to stop calling him Banksy. George. So here's the problem, though, is that photo that was taken of him was from March 2024. So a year ago, that was the first time people thought that he was Banksy. One, because he looks like an aged version of that picture of Banksy, Robert Cunningham. But two, because he's a property manager, and he was seen at a Banksy that was on the side of a wall putting plastic over it, but he was only doing that because his own son owned that building and he was just there one day helping. And so everybody was like, yo, that's Banksy. And he's just spent a year being like, guys, please leave me alone. It's not me. And then all of a sudden his picture now goes supernova and now everybody's back on this guy.
Sure.
Which if this isn't the most Banksy thing of all Banksy things.
There's art imitating art.
Right?
Art within art.
Like, you know that wherever Robert Cunningham is right now, who changed his name to to David Jones, by the way. Wherever he is, he has to be loving this, right?
Bro, I work for a guy named David Jones.
Do you? Is he Banksy?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
An Air Canada Jazz flight on its way from Montreal to LaGuardia apparently crashed into a fire truck on the runway.
Thanks.
Airport is shut down, still shut down. Here is the New York Port Authority Executive Director, Catherine Garcia.
At approximately 11:40 last night, Air Canada Flight 8646, operated by Jazz, collided with the Port Authority aircraft rescue and firefighting vehicle on runway 4. The plane carried 72 passengers and 4 crew. The ARFF vehicle carried 2 officers. In accordance with our emergency plan, our mutual aid partners, FDNY and NYPD, immediately responded. Initial numbers indicate that 41 passengers and crew were transported to the hospital, as well as the ARF officers. At this time, we understand that 32 have been released, but there are also serious injuries. Sadly, the 2 pilots are confirmed deceased, and notifications are being made by Air Canada's care team at this time.
Oh my God, that's so
look
sad.
at the pictures and videos. So I guess it hit the fire truck, and the plane, the way it wound up staying was the tail was completely on the ground and the nose was up in the air, right? So, and it's just mangled. Like the whole bottom of the front is just
And they don't know how
gutted.
the collision happened.
There was another emergency at the airport that the fire truck was responding to, apparently, and they got on the run. I don't know.
Oh,
how that
that's so sad.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Chuck Norris passed away
Oh,
over the weekend. Chuck Norris, the Chuck Norris memes, you won't know anything about this, Chloe.
Your dad will, though.
Yeah, but the Chuck Norris memes were probably some of the first like social media memes, right? Like the I don't know.
It was always like about kicking your ass.
Yeah, it was always like...
Or like being the toughest guy.
Yeah.
Or how tough Chuck Norris was.
When Chuck Norris goes swimming the oceans, the sharks leave the ocean kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's all stuff like that. But 86 years old, he was hospitalized the day before he passed away. No explanation as to exactly what happened. They only said that he was surrounded by his family and he was at peace. Got his big break back in 72 with Bruce Lee in Return of the Dragon. Then he did Walker, Texas Ranger from 93 to 2001.
Classic show.
His last film, unfortunately, was Zombie Plane with Vanilla Ice.
Oh, no!
That's expected to come out sometime in 2027. Arnold Schwarzenegger remembered Chuck as a, quote, badass in real life and in Hollywood. Sylvester Stallone called him an all-American in every way. So,
Can I read you some of these
Chuck Norris.
these Chuck Norris memes?
Yes, please.
Chuck Norris doesn't dial the wrong number. You answered the wrong phone.
Right. Yes.
Chuck Norris has a grizzly bear carpet in his room. It's not dead. It's just afraid to move.
Yeah.
That's a tough guy right there. Chuck Norris once ate a bowl of alphabet soup. 24 hours later, he wrote a best-selling novel.
See, it's all about how badass he was there, in case you're always wondering.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Nicole Scherzinger, Pussycat Dolls. So Nicole Scherzinger confirmed last week, they did the big announcement that her and Kimberly Wyatt and Ashley Roberts were going to be doing a new tour as a trio. And the other former Pussycat Dolls not happy about this at all. And I guess Nicole Scherzinger didn't think that it was going to be that big of a deal because you have to listen to just how confused she is when somebody in an interview asks her why it's just the 3 of them and not the full group.
As you probably know, some former members of the Pussycat Dolls, they made some headlines recently after they found out that you guys were coming back as a trio, not as the original group. How did you arrive at that decision?
Well, I mean, listen, we are so...
You what?
As women today,
I mean, it has been an ever-changing lineup,
Yeah,
and
girl.
this is what it looks like now in 2026. You never know what comes next, and I think ultimately we've got to protect our peace. And when something like the Pussycat Dolls has so much history, we have ruptured in the past, and right now we are repairing, and we're sort of on the same page with that.
But what I wanted to say was that we have so much love and respect for all of the women that have been part of the Leap PCD legacy, and once a doll, always a doll.
There you go.
Yeah, well, how come we're not now? if once a doll, always a doll.
I know.
Except for now. If we can go back and revisit some of the classics from Pussycat Dolls.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Loosen up my buttons, baby, but you keep frontin'. I don't give a keep looking at my, cause it don't mean a thing if you're looking at my. I'ma do my thing while you're playing with you. When I grow up, I wanna be famous, I wanna be a star, I wanna be in movies. When I grow up.
Raise your hand right now if you only knew the first song.
Only you.
Yeah. I only knew.
Bro, that's so disrespectful.
The don't you song.
Once a doll, always a doll.
You know when I grow up?
Come on, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, David Moore, we talked about this last week, which was after Banksy was unveiled as being this guy named Robin Cunningham and changed his name to Davy Jones. The question became, one, how does Banksy make his money? But also, two, how much is Banksy actually worth? Because you had said originally you didn't think it was much because it's all street art and everything else. So what they did was they found the accounting firm that handles this guy's stuff, did a search for that accounting firm's filings, matched it with the names, and it turns out it's a lot of money, but it's not nearly as much as you would think for one of the most famous living artists today, which is apparently Banksy has a fortune of $25.2 million.
Oh, wow, good for him.
And then another $2 million in property investments, which is weird to think that Banksy is a real estate investor. But yes, he is. Draw on your own wall, man.
He's like, guess what? I plan on it.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
There are people walking free right now who believe they've gotten away with murder. That's where Island Crime comes in. My name is Laura Palmer. I'm a veteran journalist, and I investigate unsolved homicides and missing person cases on Vancouver Island. And these aren't just cold cases pulled from the archives. I'm uncovering new leads, tracking down witnesses who've never spoken publicly before. Listen to Island Crime, wherever you get your podcasts.
I believe LaGuardia Airport is still shut down, or at least a big portion of it, after the Air Canada flight from Montreal to New York crashed into a fire truck on the runway. The two pilots were killed. There were 72 passengers on board. I think 60 of them were taken to the hospital. 30-something have been released. Here is a clip of the air traffic controller. The beginning of this, you're going to hear him. Who he's talking to is the fire truck who are on their way to something else on the runway.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower.
Truck 1 and Company.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower, requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, crossing 4 at Delta.
Frontier 4195, just stop there, please. Stop. Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop.
Oh, my God.
Delta 2603, go around, runway heading 2000. Jet 646. Jet 646, I see you collide with a vehicle here, just hold position. I know you can't move. The vehicles are responding to you now.
Oh, my God, that's so scary.
So, I don't know. Here are a few of the passengers that were on that Air Canada flight.
I mean, it was pretty shocking. I didn't know what to expect. We were honestly sleeping and then landing, and then all of a sudden, boom, woke up in shock. Just didn't know what to do.
One of our friends was several rows back from us, and, we walked past him on the way out because he was trying to find his glasses, and his nose was totally broken, bleeding, on his face. A lot of people smacked their head against the seat in front of them.
Like a regular flight, like always, but as we were arriving, we came down really hard, and then we stopped really quickly, and then about 2 seconds later, we just had an absolute slam. Everybody was flying everywhere. I mean, the plane started veering off left and right, and there was, it was chaos. I mean, it didn't feel like there was anybody in control.
Right.
Damn.
Crazy.
That's so scary.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Reacher star Alan Ritchson allegedly beat up his neighbor, and the neighbor's still alive.
I know.
Wild.
Have you seen what Jack Reacher looks like? That man is a monster.
So Ronnie Taylor is Jack Reacher's neighbor in Nashville, in a beautiful suburb. And I guess what had happened was Reacher likes driving his motorcycle around. He's got like a green Ninja or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he's real loud. And he drives it through this, just peaceful neighborhood. And I guess this neighbor came out and gave him the finger. Right? Because he's like, what are you doing? And then Reacher gave him the finger back. And then the next day, Reacher showed up again on his motorcycle. And I guess Ronnie Taylor went out and said, can you effing stop this, please? Because he said that he was disturbing the peace. And Reacher had his 2 kids with him who were on little motorcycles. And then I guess Reacher got off his bike and tuned this guy up. And there's video of it, of Ronnie like on the ground, and Reacher's like pounding on him.
Yeah.
And then the guy gets up. Ronnie gets up and still is still
Everything's fine.
talking smack.
Oh, you got beat up by Jack Reacher?
It's a win for Ronnie.
Right?
Nah, man, you stay down and play dead.
Ronnie with the big balls. Right? That's crazy. But
So what happened?
But yeah, so law
Did they
enforcement
call the cops and
sources,
stuff?
yeah, law enforcement sources confirmed that there is an investigation stemming from an incident between these 2 parties, but no arrests have been made as of yet.
No. If Jack Reacher moves into your neighborhood, guess what? That neighborhood belongs to him.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't do nothing. You don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Right? You see him pull up.
Yeah.
Come from the grocery store. You ask if he needs help.
Yeah. But I also
don't worry, Mr. Reacher, I got this.
I also think too that you would also think that maybe if he does piss you off, you could go out and say some stuff to him because you're like, well, the guy's famous, so it's not like he's going to take a swing at me, right?
Next thing you know,
but he did.
Surprise!
Yeah, like he did. And
takes 4 swings,
and also his 2 kids literally like they didn't even flinch. It's like it was normal to them. And I'm not saying that it is normal to them, but the 2 little kids on the motorcycles waited for their dad to tune this guy up, get back on his motorcycle. He drove off, and they just followed. Like there was no panic on them. Hands on the handlebars, just waiting for it to play out. It's pretty incredible.
What's the guy's name?
Alan Ritchson.
No.
Ronnie.
Oh, Ronnie.
Ron.
The kids were probably like, shut up, Ron.
Yeah, big balls Ron. I wouldn't do that. No chance I'm doing that.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Zachary Taylor Bryan. Remember him from Home Improvement? He was the other kid in that Home Improvement show. Teen, idol.
Dark hair or the blonde one?
He was I'm not sure which guy he was because he's older now. But there was the 2 kids in Home Improvement, right?
Yeah.
That everybody sort of loved and watched them grow up.
He was Brad, by the way.
He was Brad. Who's
dark hair or blonde hair?
He was the blonde hair kid.
Okay.
You're thinking of Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. So there was Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Zachary Taylor Bryant, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, Zachary Taylor Bryant looking for even more jail time after probation violation. So he's 44 years old now, and he received a 19-month jail sentence in Oregon on Friday for previously violating his parole. He had to appear in that court hearing virtually at the sentencing because he's currently serving time in California after being sentenced to 16 months for a 2024 DUI conviction. He had been on probation since 2023 for domestic violence, and with that agreement, he was not to consume alcohol, leave the area without advance permission, commit any new crimes, or contact his victim. However, in that time, he was subsequently arrested 5 times in 3 states, violating his parole for each time. So he just got an extra 2 years
he ain't getting out.
tacked onto his sentence. That's wild, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Chapel Roan, who in the past has had a lot of criticism heaped on her for the way that she sort of treats fans and paparazzi, and she has very strict rules of where you can and cannot take her picture. I was just watching a video where she was walking through an airport with a security guard, and she points to somebody like farther down the sort of hallway, and that you just see then the security guard walking towards the person. It's all done from the point of view of the person filming, kind of thing, right? So the story goes that Chapel Roan was at a hotel in Brazil, and she was in the restaurant, and there's a woman named Catherine Harding. Catherine Harding was there with her 11-year-old daughter, Ada. Catherine Harding, Ada's biological dad is Jude Law.
Oh, wow.
And now the mom has been remarried to Brazilian soccer star Jorginho Frello.
Okay.
So famous parents all over the board.
Sure.
They were in Rio because their daughter Ada is a huge Chapel Roan fan and they had tickets to go and see her. So the mother and daughter are at this restaurant and then the mom says, hey, I think that person at that other table is Chapel Roan. And so the kid gets up and just does a lap of the restaurant and walks by the table. Apparently doesn't stop, doesn't say anything, doesn't make eye contact, walks by the table and then comes back and says, I don't know if that's her. And the mom goes, maybe it is her. Next thing you know, security is at the table of the mom and the 11-year-old girl, telling them how inappropriate they are, that they need to not bother people, that the mother should educate the daughter on how to act better, all of this stuff. Like absolute berating. And then the soccer star, Jorginho, writes this huge post on Instagram just thrashing Chapel Roan and her security. Yeah. Right? So Chapel Roan responds, and I want to play a little bit of that.
I did not ask the security guard to go up and talk to this mother and child. They did not come up to me. They weren't doing anything. It's unfair for security to just assume someone doesn't have good intentions when they have no reason to believe because there's no action even taken. Like, I do not hate people who are fans of my music. I do not hate children. Like, that is crazy. I'm sorry to the mother and child that someone was assuming something, that you would do something, and that if you felt uncomfortable, that makes me really sad. You did not deserve that.
So here is Catherine Harding responding to Chapel.
This security guard was not a security guard of the hotel. That's what I can say. He looks after artists. So I don't know if it was her personal security guard, but he was with her. So that is all I know. Did she send him to do it? Again, I don't know. Look, I would like to hope not, but at the same time, I think that you have a responsibility when you are a celebrity to make sure, I guess, that the people that work for you and that act on your behalf are acting on your behalf. So would he do that if he didn't have her authority to do so? I don't know. If he does, then obviously that's a big problem, because then he's representing her in a way that she doesn't want to be represented. So I think that's really important for her to notice and realize that's not correct.
And in the end, the mother, Catherine Harding, and the daughter, Ada, who is a huge Chapel Roan fan, wound up skipping the show, even though the tickets were her 11th birthday present.
Wow.
Yeah, so not good.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Did you see any of the Justin Timberlake viral DWI arrest?
I did not.
So this was the big fight, was that back in 2024, he got arrested in the Hamptons for drunk driving.
Yeah.
And he was now recently been fighting the courts because they wanted to release all the footage. It's public record.
Is it embarrassing?
And his team was like, please don't do that. It's going to cause irreparable damage to Justin Timberlake and everything else. So I want to start just quickly with the body cam footage. It's very difficult to hear, but this is Timberlake is still in his car.
Yeah.
And when the cops arrive and ask him what he's doing, his answer was, I'm on world tour.
What are you visiting?
Yeah, I'm on tour.
What are you doing?
I'm on a world tour.
Bruh.
Of what?
A world tour.
Doing what?
Like the cop doesn't know.
Hard to explain.
Oh no. Bro, you drunk?
World tour. I'm Justin Timberlake.
I'm Justin Timberlake. So then they have him on the road and they make him do the full thing, like the walking, the heel toe. He fails that miserably. Then they get him to the police station where he's sitting at a tiny little desk with one handcuff where he's chained to the desk. And they're reading him all this stuff. They're going through all the paperwork, everything else. And then they get to the point of where they offer him, it's his choice whether he wants to take the chemical test, whether he wants to take the blood test or the cheek swab to find out whether he was intoxicated.
Now, do you consent or refuse to the chemical test?
No, I'm not doing the chemical test. Like, guys, I don't mean no harm. Like,
but I'm drunk.
I understand. We believe you to be under the influence of alcohol.
okay.
And operating in a motor vehicle, right?
Okay, but I don't mean no harm.
I didn't say you did, right? Everyone makes a mistake or two in their life, right? You had too much to drink, you drove the car, right?
Okay.
All right, he's hammered, by the way. And then the last scene was him in the jail cell where they tell him he's going to have to stay there all night. And he's like, what?
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Toronto Blue Jays announced today that manager John Schneider has agreed to a 2-year contract extension that'll take him through 2028. They also announced a 5-year deal for GM Ross Atkins that'll take him through 2031. Both were due to be up at the end of this season.
Go Jays.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Paramount Plus' Star Trek Academy, Starfleet Academy, has been canceled.
Oh, no.
After just 2 seasons. So they just finished airing their first season. I guess they just wrapped filming their second season. And they will not be doing a third. Kind of a polarizing show, which is Star Trek fans will watch anything Star Trek. Star Trek fans weren't watching this. And there's a lot of the critic scores were pretty high. The audience scores were dismal. A lot of people called it sort of too woke. And they were a little bit, because Star Trek has always delved into sort of themes of the time culturally, but they would do it in the sense of like a little bit more abstract through the themes of the future, right? Where this was a little bit more on the nose for people, like what's it like to be a gay alien kind of thing. And I think that might have been a little bit too much. It was certainly too much for a lot of the people, a lot of the critics online. But yeah, no. So I guess they're going to air the second season and then that's done. And I don't think there's any other Star Trek in production or airing. So this is one of those really weird times where there's just no Star Trek for people. Because Star Trek has been consistent since like the 60s, right?
Can't get any more on the nose than if they had an episode of ICE agents deporting aliens.
Well, they sort of, I'm sure you could go back and find something very similar to that in Star Trek.
Sure.
Right? Klingon, like whatever, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're monsters. They were always supposed to be
I like the space airport.
Yeah. Did you see those lineups in the airports?
Yes.
In the U.S. yesterday? Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Like people arriving 5 hours before a flight and missing their flight.
Yo, that's like me. Well, 5 hours early.
5 hours before a flight and missing the flight.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Could you imagine? Like, because when you and I were in New York just last week or a week and a half ago.
It was a dream.
It was like easy to get through.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like ICE agent?
Yeah.
Bro, I'd be scared. I have nothing to be scared of.
Yeah.
But still.
I know. Because I guess, I don't know what's happening. I think that like there's some sort of political thing that's going on, and then there was like 60% of the gate agents that were calling in sick, I guess it was.
Yeah, they're on strike.
They're basically on strike without being on strike. They're just not showing up for work. But the lineups are mental, man. I couldn't it's like it looked AI.
I know
how incredible these lineups were at these airports.
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
The trailer dropped for the live action Moana. Here's a little bit of that.
Maui, demigod of the wind and sea.
Hero of men.
Huh?
So it goes like this. Maui, shapeshifter, demigod of the wind and sea, hero of men. Ah, women. Women too, men and women.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I need your help.
I'm not going on a mission with some mortal.
Right?
My island, my people won't survive.
You got to trust me that this is the live action version and not just Moana. So the question is like, why are they doing this? Because we're like, oh, they just keep me remaking the same thing over and over again. So this is now 3 times that they've sort of dipped back into the Moana world. So the original Moana, I read a huge article about this yesterday. It's crazy. So the original Moana made $643 million back in 2016, which is solid, but it's certainly not like one of the monsters that Disney had.
It's still a great movie.
But then it showed up on Disney Plus. And Disney Plus, it's been streamed 1.4 billion hours on Disney Plus. It was the number one most watched film across all streaming platforms in 2023 and 2024.
Damn.
So the Moana 2 was actually supposed to be a series. And when they looked at the numbers for streaming of Moana, they were like, throw this in the theater. That went on to make $1 billion on a TV show budget. Now comes the live action version of it. The live action movies for Disney do very well. They made them $9 billion in total. Lin-Manuel Miranda is back doing more songs for the live action one.
I love it.
And so they could wind up with a $3 billion franchise with the same set of characters with the same story in under a decade. So that's why you get live action Moana.
That's my best friend, The Rock, right there.
Right?
Mocha, I know Mocha.
Yes, you do, sir.
Yeah. Did you see him in this trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't get over the fact with the Rock with the long hair.
It's so
he definitely conditioned that joint.
It's so wild. So I guess you'll get to see him singing all of his stuff,
Yeah.
right? Which is kind of cool.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Spring break wrapping up all over the U.S. Down in Panama City Beach in Florida last week, cops were patrolling the areas with pepper spray and paintball guns to put an end to what they called, quote, wild twerking. A Florida fish and wildlife officer was heard shouting at a group of people shaking it, just simply yelling over and over and over again, "No twerking!
We'll make it clap.
Twerking!" Armed police have flocked to all the popular beaches down in Florida. They try to put in as many rules as they could. This sounds targeted to me, Shem. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it really does.
They tried to put in as many rules. So, like, no, it was originally no drinking on the beach, right? Then it was no drinking outside of bars. They implemented an 8 p.m. curfew. Now there's no twerking laws.
I feel like we should be doing some more research. I volunteer as tribute.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, these airports in the U.S. are crazy. So because of the partial government shutdown, the TSA workers, a lot of them weren't getting their paychecks, and then a lot of other workers started calling in sick to just not show up. And so they
Allergies
sent
and stuff.
ICE agents to 14 different airports to help offset some of the staffing issues. It's unclear what they're actually doing or whether they're actually helping. But listen to these wait times. So this is just to get through security, because when you have to, most people are flying from state to state. So there's no immigration attached to this.
Okay.
So 4 hours in Houston, 4 hours in New York and JFK, 6 hours to get through security in Atlanta.
Oh my God.
6 hours to get through security. There's a woman who posted a video from inside her flight. She was leaving New York. She said it took 2 hours to get through security. The flight that was then delayed for 2 hours.
Okay.
Then they sat on the runway for 2 hours with 30 planes in front of them before they could take off.
Bruh. So hold on. Where was she flying to?
Within the States.
Within?
Yeah.
So a flight that might have taken,
let's say a couple hours.
Let's say 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything before that flight even took off was more than 6.
Yes.
Bruh.
Yeah. 2 hours for security. The flight was then delayed for 2 hours. Then they sat on the runway for 2 hours with 30 planes in front of them.
That's wildness.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
This is the Rip and Beth spinoff from Yellowstone. I don't know if you've had a chance to see the trailer, but here's a little bit of that.
Austin, Texas.
A legacy is a beautiful thing, but only if it survives.
Yo.
So when they left Yellowstone, they sort of went off in Montana to build their own ranch. And I guess they moved because this show takes place in South Texas. It's 9 episodes, and the official sort of show cell line is as Beth and Rip fight to rebuild a future together. Far from the ghosts of Yellowstone, they collide with brutal new realities and a ruthless rival ranch that will stop at nothing to protect its empire.
There's lots of blowy-uppy things that happen.
There's a lot.
There's fights. There's
Yes.
fire.
There's digging a body. There's digging a hole for a body, I saw.
Yes.
9 episodes is what you're getting from Dutton
Yo,
Ranch,
I'm so hyped for this.
if you're into that.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I want to play you this clip of an Air Canada pilot. So this was taken from a plane that was leaving yesterday, and it's the pilot asking passengers to please not talk to the staff about what happened in New York.
To make this incredibly hard moment a little easier on all of us, I humbly request that you avoid asking questions on the nature of the accident to our cabin crew and our other colleagues today. The situation is incredibly complex, still developing, and we're not authorized to comment at this instant.
Hey, look,
I
my
get it.
opinion,
I get
that's
it.
fair.
Totally fair.
I want to, and then there's this too. I had this yesterday. I talked to Shem about it. I didn't play it because it was just not confirmed by enough people. But this is more of that clip from the air traffic control tower guy, who we played the clip yesterday. He gave the fire truck permission to roll across the runway, and then you can hear him saying stop, 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 stop. But this is the end of the conversation after the crash happened.
Frontier 4195, I got the word that we're going to be closed for a little while. If you want prepared to return to the ramp, let me know.
Yeah, we got stuff in progress for that, man. That wasn't good to watch.
Yeah, I know I was here. I tried to reach out to my stuff, and we were dealing with an emergency earlier, and I messed up.
No, man, you did the best you could.
Sawyer says, I messed up.
Oh, I messed up.
Now, I understand. Maybe he didn't mess up. He was just doing what he was supposed to do. But you
Sure.
cannot help but feel like that was on you, right? Like, I imagine. I don't know. Maybe he did mess up. But I'm just saying, I sort of get that.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
People are making a ton of money off the war with Iran. And Polymarket is making an absolute killing. So do you know what Polymarket?
what's Polymarket?
Polymarket is like a gambling site, but only you can bet on life things.
What?
Right? Like you can bet on when a war is going to start, and you can bet on like it's not just sports, like it's life things that you bet on.
That sounds like bad
It's
stuff.
kind of messed up.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy, right?
And
a trader made $1 million since 2024, and people are like, this guy has to be on the inside. So he won a staggering 93% of his wagers about just Iran and Iran only. So he bet on the October 2024 strikes with Israel and Iran and won. And he bet it hours before the U.S. airstrikes remember with those stealth mission last year when the U.S. hit their bunkers overnight with the stealth bombers. This guy bet on that and won.
Bruh, you have to have somebody on the inside.
And he placed a bet the day, 5 hours before Israel and the U.S. launched this most recent attack on Iran. Hours before. So
who's your man's on the inside?
Thank you.
Not cool.
Right?
That's
Thank you.
messed up.
Yeah.
So somebody's making $1 million. Other people are betting on oil prices, whether it's going to go up or down, and they're nailing that. Also people on the inside, because it all matters when Trump is like, oh, we're going to stop bombing, which he'll say on a weekend, right? And then the markets will open on a Monday and they'll open higher. And then on Monday, he'll say something else. So it's all these people who seem to know what's going on the inside. And then you can now go, there's a place where you can monetize that knowledge, which is Polymarket. And the problem is that they use the Polymarket international sites. So any SEC US violations, they can't be investigated because all the wagers are being placed internationally way far out of their jurisdiction. So people who have this inside knowledge are becoming millionaires and will never be caught.
Oh, so
That's just, yeah.
was that polymarket.com?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So because of the partial government shutdown in the U.S. and how that's affecting the TSA security agents at airports, the lineups for security are crazy. 4 hours in Houston, 4 hours at JFK, 6 hours in Atlanta. When they tried to so the investigation in LaGuardia after the Air Canada flight hit the fire truck.
Yeah.
There was a air traffic control specialist who was needed for the investigation. And obviously, time is of the essence. So they had to gather their team. Everybody gets the call, need you guys in New York, everything else. One of the people that was supposed to be heading the team was a air traffic control specialist who was in Houston and was stuck in the TSA line in Houston for 3 hours.
Even that person could, during an emergency?
The NTSB had to get somebody to find somebody on the phone in Houston to go and get this woman out of line so they could fast track her through security to get her to New York. Like, that's how bad it is. The investigator was stuck in a TSA line for 3 hours in Houston.
They couldn't get her a private plane.
They couldn't get her a private plane.
Damn, man.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
that's wild, yo.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I gotta play you, man. Ronnie Taylor, Big Balls Ronnie. This is the neighbor of Jack Reacher star Alan Ritchson, who the story was that Alan Ritchson drives his loud motorcycle around this neighborhood, this really nice neighborhood in Nashville. And it was bothering this neighbor, Ronnie. And apparently, like, all the neighbors have Ring camera footage of Reacher speeding down the road and being super loud. And then I guess the third time this happened, Ronnie, who was actually outside cleaning his own motorcycle because he drives a motorcycle, Alan Ritchson drove by. He confronted him, and I guess Reacher tried to like bump him maybe with his bike a little bit, and Ronnie like pushed him.
Oh, you gonna push Jack Reacher?
So anyway, here's Ronnie breaking down everything that happened.
He rode past once, twice, and on the second time, I walked out in front of him and I said, "You've got to stop. Someone's going to get hurt." And it escalated quite quickly from there. I did push him because he was coming towards me on his bike. He did it again for a second time. I pushed him a second time. And I think the second time he got off his bike and it kicked the crap out of me. And you can see he hit me in the back of my head. I went to the ground and covered myself. I've had such a day today, and I don't wish the guy any malice or ill will, but we just don't need people riding through neighborhoods like this. And I just decided, I'm take a stand because someone else has to, because it's going to end up way worse than it could have.
Yeah, the guy's got like a huge goose on his forehead too. Like, he tuned him up. And
you
like,
want somebody to take down Jack Reacher? You need to call like Thanos. You can't fight that battle yourself.
And I just still can't believe that he did it in front of his kids too.
I
right?
know.
Like,
That's
there,
worse.
And he beat up the neighbor. That's wild.
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
Still so much fallout from Chapel Roan and what happened with that security guard down in Rio with Jude Law's daughter and the stepfather and the mother.
And being rude and stuff.
So apparently Chapel Roan was sitting at a table, and then the little girl who's a huge fan, she was actually in Rio with her mom to go and see the Chapel Roan concert. They were at the restaurant in the hotel that they were both staying at, and she was like, "I think that's Chapel Roan." And then the girl just did a walk by of the table. She didn't stop. She didn't ask any questions or an autograph or a picture. She just wanted to go and see if it was her. So she did like a walk by the table. And then a security guard came over and started chewing them out. And the mother telling her to keep a better handle on her daughter. And the mother explained, "Hey, listen, like, her dad is super famous. Her stepdad is super famous. He's a soccer player. Like, we know, we're around this a lot. We know how to handle these situations." And she did nothing wrong. And then Chapel Roan did a video saying that they weren't her people and everything else. But now all the videos are coming out of Chapel Roan just talking about how much she hates fans and how and pointing at people in airports to like sick her security guards and everything off. This is one older video of Chapel Roan talking about fan interaction.
If you saw a random woman on the street, would you yell at her from the car window? Would you harass her in public? Would you go up to a random lady and say, "Can I get a photo with you?" Would you be offended if she says no to your time because she has her own time? Would you stalk her family? Would you follow her around? I'm a random You're a random Just think about that for a second. I don't care that this crazy type of behavior comes along with the job, the career field I've chosen. That does not make it okay. That doesn't make it normal. It doesn't mean I want it. It doesn't mean that I like it. I don't give a if you think it's selfish of me to say no for a photo or for your time or for a hug. It's weird how people think that you know a person just because you see them online or you listen to the art they make. That's weird.
It's
noted.
It's understandable that maybe somebody would have these thoughts. It is wild to see a pop star say them
out loud.
Out
man.
loud. Also, you've been famous for about 2.5 years and you got one album, right? Like,
You're not Beyonce, girl.
You're not
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and and you're 28, meaning this is not something that you've been dealing with since you were a kid, right? Where you don't know a different
Like Justin
life.
Bieber.
You tried,
when he started when he was 13 years old.
Yes, you tried very, very hard to get to this point, and it's just interesting to me to hear an artist like that say when you yell at somebody out your car window that it's harassing. Like, to be in her position and think that somebody rolling down their window and yelling your name, that's harassment as opposed to fan adulation. And I'm not saying that they're saying anything bad, but just the recognition of, hey, Chapel Road, right? Like, that's
Listen, you're allowed to
feel
how
harassed
you feel,
like that.
but I think that
saying it though,
saying it like that, I think maybe giving it a different treatment. Right?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Connor McDavid last night reaching 1,200 points, scoring twice, including his 400th and 401 NHL goal. Edmonton
guy.
Oilers over Utah Mammoth 5-2.
That's McJesus.
McDavid became the third fastest player in NHL history to hit 1,200 points. He did it in 784 games behind only Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux. I was looking at these stats. Somebody posted something on social the other day where they were like, what athlete would you like to have seen be able to finish off their career without injury, without whatever, right? And people had a bunch of names, and the one name that kept popping up is Mario Lemieux. And I think that this has to be number one on everybody's list because Gretzky is often thought of as being the greatest player of all time, right? And these guys were making the argument that Mario Lemieux would have actually surpassed Gretzky because when you look at the all-time points leaders, just going by points, by the way. So Lemieux right now is sitting in ninth. Gretzky's number one, right? 2,857 points. 1,000 more points than the guy in number two, Jaromir Jagr. And then you get down to all of them, and you get down to Mario Lemieux with 1,700 points, right? All the guys above Wayne Gretzky, all the guys below Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky did it in 1,400 games. Jagr did it in 1,700 games. Ron Francis, 1,700 games. Yzerman, 1,500 games with his record. Number 8, Sidney Crosby, sitting in 8th place with 1,400 games. Lemieux is 9th, and he only played 915 games.
Holy
Wow.
Wait,
he played 500 less games than the guy right above him in 8th.
So how is he not above that guy?
Because he got hurt and he didn't finish, so he got less points. So Sidney Crosby right now, 1,412 games with 1,751 points. Mario Lemieux, 915 games, 1,723 points. Like 500 less games or 400 less games, 500 less games than Sidney Crosby.
That's 6 seasons.
Isn't that crazy?
That's 6 seasons less.
So imagine what would have happened to Mario Lemieux's numbers if he got to play another 6 seasons.
But guess what?
Right?
He didn't finish.
He didn't finish.
That's what she said.
You're right. Last night at the Edmonton Oilers game, comedian Bill Burr was there to watch.
What do you think of the current version of the Oilers? I think you saw some of the coaches before the game, maybe met a player or two, but what's it like being around the locker room and being around a hockey team like Edmonton?
Well, obviously, legendary franchise, won 5 cups when I was a kid, and kind of, bummed out that Leon Draisaitl isn't playing, but fast first period, no penalties or anything like that. But I'll tell you where I'm sitting, I'm a little nervous. There's no net there, so I wasn't fast when I was young, so I don't feel like my big Charlie Brown head getting hit. So that's probably the top thing I'm worried about right now.
There you go.
I didn't know Bill Burr had all that Oilers knowledge.
Yeah, crazy, huh?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jay-Z sitting down doing an interview, and they bring up the notion that when he picked Kendrick Lamar to do the Super Bowl, because Jay-Z gets to pick the artist for the Super Bowl.
Broke my heart that day.
That he did it while simultaneously picking a side in the Kendrick Lamar-Drake feud. That his choice of Kendrick automatically was a statement of whose side he was on.
My favorite rapper, breaking my heart.
It's a personal thing that you chose Kendrick for the Super Bowl. It's like, oh man, he's choosing the side and he's and he's not.
Like I don't have, what do I have to do with that? I chose the guy that was having a monster year. I think it was the right choice.
Word.
It wasn't in some sort of alliance to a battle. I don't.
Yeah.
What I care about them two guys battling, like, what's that got to do with me?
Word.
Have at it. Have fun. it's almost like not just me, by the way. They drag everybody in it. Like everyone's part of this conspiracy to undermine Drake, I guess. But like, what the like what? I'm Jay-Z. or due respect to him. I'm dude, respectfully.
Or
like for what? To what end?
Yeah.
It couldn't be that these guys just don't like each other.
Yeah.
And I think they haven't liked each other for a long time.
That's facts, but still.
Right.
Kendrick only had that year because of Drake.
He can't say that.
Yeah, you picked the side, Hove.
Cardi B on with Fallon last night. I want to get to two clips here. One, Cardi B's advice to her younger self.
Is there any advice that you give to yourself when you were first starting out, now that you know?
Like, I would tell myself, why are you arguing with people on Twitter? Why are you doing that, girl?
Why?
And I don't know, but it was fun.
Yeah,
I had a good time.
And then now you learned that you don't do that anymore.
Not as well. I reduced the time.
Yeah, you just do a quick little arguments.
Yeah, like before I would like argue for like 13 hours.
Wow, that's a lot of time.
I know.
And then there's that one time Cardi B put garlic in her hair, which I don't know why. Maybe it was like a health thing. I don't know if we get a full explanation from this, but anyway, the woman put garlic in her hair.
I put garlic, but I put it too raw on my hair. And for 6 months straight, every single time I sweat, I smell like a pasta bowl. It's gross.
Good.
You know, yeah.
Vampires won't bother you.
Well, I am the vampire.
Oh! Woo!
Hey.
But that's hilarious. So you couldn't do garlic in this?
Yes, no garlic. I would never do that again.
No.
I would never ever do it again.
It didn't work out?
No, it didn't work out. You know, because I've been doing like rice water, I've been doing onion water, but this time I decided to go raw garlic. Oof. Like, I'm like, you know what, I don't got time to boil it. And I was smelling like a chicken Caesar salad for 6 months straight.
I swear, I hope we get the opportunity to have Cardi B on this show. It would most likely be the most fun interview we've ever had on this show.
I don't know about that.
Cardi B. I would love to sit with Cardi B and have a convo.
Yeah.
You wouldn't?
No, I want to sit and watch Netflix with Cardi B.
Oh.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
William Shatner says that he is sad that the new Star Trek series, Starfleet Academy, will be canceled after its upcoming second season. He also has an issue with people who thought that the show was, quote, too woke, because Star Trek, according to him, has always been woke, going back to the original series. That includes his interracial kiss with Lieutenant Uhura in 1968. He says many Southern stations at the time pulled the episode and condemned the show, which is very true.
Didn't he also hook up with an alien?
Yeah, he did. He hooked up a lot of aliens. There were some questionable things that Kirk did back in those original series. You can go and Google the clips right now.
I learned that we wouldn't have Star Trek if not for Lucille Ball.
Really?
Yeah, nobody wanted to do the show, and she paid for it herself.
Did she really?
Yeah.
That's incredible. So Starfleet Academy done after 2 seasons.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jack Reacher, Alan Richson.
Yeah.
So the whole thing where he was driving around his neighborhood with his kids on a motorcycle, and then the neighbor came out and was like, "You're being a jerk and you're driving too fast," and then they got into like a fist fight. The police investigated. Mm-hmm. Reacher's not being charged.
Of course not.
The neighbor's not being charged only because Jack Reacher doesn't want to press charges against the neighbor. Because when you listen, and everybody's wearing body cams these days, it's crazy. But Alan Richson had a body cam on him while he was out riding his bike and got the whole thing on video.
Kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me, bro? What? Get the what? Stand in front of a bike again, dude. But doing what? You threatened my safety, bro. Are you kidding me? I should knock you the out of there. Go ahead, go down.
Come on,
go ahead. I've called the BPD. I've called them already because you've been driving around this neighborhood like a lunatic. There's kids running around it. Go ahead. It's all happening. Go ahead. Are you drunk right now, bro? Go ahead. Are you drinking? Go ahead. Call the police. Out of your mind, dude. Call the police. Look, it'll knock you out, bro.
And then he tries to leave, and the guy blocks him.
Oh, for real?
And then Reacher dropped his bike.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So good.
Out of your goddamn mind. Stay down.
Yeah, he's punching him.
Stupid. Christ.
Damn.
Bro, yeah.
So neighbor Ron wasn't telling the whole story.
No, Ronnie was not accurate.
No,
with
he
his,
showed him grace.
With it. Thank you.
Yeah.
He really did.
Honestly.
Of course he's not pressing charges. He already pressed his fist against Ron's face a couple times.
He's got a big welt on his forehead,
I
too.
know.
Like, you got beat up, right? Like, really beat up. It's not when you get a black eye or like a busted lip. It's when you get hit so hard that you got a bruise on your forehead, right? Like, he has a big bruise on it, like right in the middle of his forehead. Like, that's just amazing.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Brand new show on Netflix tomorrow called Something Very Bad's Going to Happen, which is probably my favorite show I've seen in a very long time. It is so good. It looks like it lives in the same world as my favorite movie of all time, which is Ready or Not. That movie where the girl goes to marry the guy and then all hell breaks loose at the big family mansion. Part 2 just came out. Ready or Not, Here I Come. Yes. Samara Weaving's in it. Anyway.
Is it drama?
It's crazy. It's just craziness. But Something Very Bad is going to happen. Looks like it lives in that same world, and it is so good. Camila Moroni, who is also in The Night Agent, is the star of this. She's fantastic. Like my new favorite actress of like in a very long time. So she was on, I guess they shot it in Toronto, and she was on Fallon talking about her co-star, Adam DeMarco, and how I guess he taught her a bunch of Toronto slang.
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian. He taught her a bunch of Toronto slang. They live in a Toronto that I don't even know exists because she's going through this Toronto slang with Jimmy Fallon, and I have no idea what the hell she's talking about.
This is Toronto slang.
Toronto slang. Tutu's my word, Kroski.
Oh my God. Tutu's my word, Kroski?
Like, tutu's my word, Kroski.
Tutu's my word, Kroski.
Yeah, okay, so it's got to be.
Oh, you're giving me multiple
Yeah, I'm going to give multiple choice.
This will help, because I have no idea what you mean.
Okay. It either can mean, I'm being honest, bro, or you should double check, dude.
Okay, pause.
Tutu's my word, Kroski.
It's supposed to be Crody.
Okay, what do you think it is?
Yeah, it's like listen to this fact I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Like, this is for real. This is true.
Okay.
Like, what I'm speaking is like the real.
Okay, what's the answer here?
That's too Maza.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. He continues?
Yeah. Tutu's my word, Kroski.
Just say it like you would say to me, like, yeah, Tutu's my word, Kroski.
Tutu's my word, Kroski?
Yeah, so which one? I'm being honest?
I'm being
Or you should double check, dude.
You should double check, dude.
Wrong.
Okay, all right, sorry.
Wait, what?
It's I'm being honest.
Well, yeah, like, this is facts I'm speaking.
Fair. Yeah, I would say that's accurate. I would say that's accurate. Okay. Yeah. Okay, next one.
That's too Maza a lie? This is real, guys.
That's too Maza
That's
a
too
lie.
Maza a lie.
That's too Maza a lie?
Yeah. That's insane. Am
Yes.
I right?
Yeah.
Or, ugh, you're so cheesy. Are you for real?
What is it again? What's the real thing?
Okay. That's too Maza a lie?
I think that was the first one.
Okay. That's insane. Am I right? You're so cheesy. Are you for real?
That's insane.
Yes!
Okay.
Oh, Maza.
You want to do one more?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Gerber, fam.
Oh, my God. Yo, you're such a Gerber.
That's Gerber?
That's Gerber, fam, but there is a T, but I think you don't pronounce it.
Gerber, like the baby food. That's Gerber, fam.
Okay,
That's baby
so it's
food.
you're
You
the
do pronounce
coolest
it, too.
person ever, bud.
No.
Or you're acting like a baby, my guy.
Yeah,
Which one is it? Second one?
You're acting like a baby, my guy.
My guy.
I actually might start saying that. You're acting like a baby, my guy.
You should just go, you're being Gerber, fam.
Gerber, fam.
Gerber.
What was the first one?
Okay, you're like the coolest person ever, bud.
I think
Bud.
you are the coolest person ever. Someone say that is correct.
You were right.
You're Gerber, fam.
Gerber, no, it's the opposite.
No. Did she get it right? I don't know any of this. You guys
She
got to
got
help
it wrong,
me.
man. Not
I
that
don't
wrong.
know.
Got that wrong.
Yeah, the
It's
Gerber
wrong.
one's wrong.
What's the
That's
Gerber
That's a
one?
diss. You calling someone a Gerber?
You're kind of like soft or like a goof. They're like,
Yeah.
they're kind of whack.
But not so you're being a baby wasn't right?
It's not totally accurate. No, no, you know what I mean, fam?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Tutu's my word.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The nominations for the 2026 Canadian Screen Awards are out. Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, 8 nominations.
Yay!
That's not bad.
Yo, hold
That's
on.
not bad.
Guys.
Including Best Picture, by the way.
Do we get to go?
No.
Well,
Why
you're
not?
in. They're not going to tell you not to.
Yeah,
go.
you can buy a ticket. Yeah.
No.
I think I'm a voter. I think I am. I got to check on that. I think I'm a voter.
Bro, can you
I think
vote
I
for
may
us?
get, I think I may get a vote.
Hold on. But if we're nominated,
Yeah.
how do we not get to go?
I don't know, man. That's between you and your publicist and your manager and the film company and all the other stuff. That's a negotiation.
When is it?
I don't know.
I'm free that date.
Soon. I think it's warm when it happens.
Top of the thing.
I don't know. When does it happen? I don't know. You tell me.
Well, regardless, I'm free.
May 31st is when it happens.
Oh, funny enough, I'm free.
I think so. You're free. May
Yes.
31st. Okay. Well, then
I'm gonna
listen.
start writing my acceptance speech.
Yeah. Buy a ticket. Anyway, congratulations, Nirvana, the band, the show,
Yes,
the movie.
absolutely.
8 nominations. It doesn't get any better than that.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
We talked yesterday about this guy who made a bundle on Polymarket betting on the strikes between Israel, the USA, and Iran. And every time an announcement was going to be made, this person seemed to be able to put all this money down on an international site on Polymarket and make money. And he made about $1 million over the last couple of years. Senator Chris Murphy down in the States drew attention to, this is a different one, drew attention to an unusually large oil stock trade that occurred moments before Trump announced the 5-day pause on previously threatened energy infrastructure strikes in Iran. AKA, Senator Chris Murphy is accusing whoever this is of insider trading.
Has to be.
Listen to this. In one move, he says, $1.5 billion in S&P 500 futures was bought, while $192 million in oil futures was sold.
Bro, how you make a move like that
Billion.
without drawing attention to yourself?
$1.5 billion on a bet, basically.
That's inside trading right there.
Listen to this. He said 6 million barrels of Texas oil were sold between 6:49 a.m. and 6:51 a.m. on Monday. Trump made his announcement at 7:05 a.m.
That ain't no coincidence.
$1.5 billion
No coincidence. They got to investigate.
is what was gambled.
How do we get in on that?
Yeah, thank you.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Where are we here? The official trailer for the Laguna Beach reunion dropped. Here you go, Mocha.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
They said, who do you think is going to be prom queen? And I said, I don't know, and I don't care as long as it's not Lauren Conrad.
We did not like each other. It was a really weird thing we went through. Like, it's strange that people showed up at our high school and asked us to do this.
Where was my mother?
For all of us, it was hard to revisit for different reasons. It just feels like the right time now.
It's one of the worst moments to happen when I was a kid.
To have perspective 20 years later and talk about it, which we don't really, is something worth doing.
These memories you wouldn't have had otherwise. That alone is so worth it. This is a serious full circle moment.
Who was the most boy crazy?
I think Lo is pretty boy.
You down with this?
Bro, hearing that Hillary Duff song right there, Come Clean. I'm so hyped, bro.
Okay, Kristen Cavallari, she was on what? Not Laguna Beach.
Yep,
she
was.
She was Laguna Beach?
yeah.
She was.
So
And also the Hills.
She was doing the Let's Be Honest podcast, and she calls out famous people like verified social media blue check mark individuals who are married for liking her stuff. I guess secretly liking her stuff on Instagram. Here's Kristen.
The only reason you're doing that is to try to get my attention. And to me, you're a scumbag. The guys we really need to be careful of, ladies, is the married men who are liking every story but not liking a feed post. I have those men constantly. And those guys are trash. Okay. I've got guys, and a lot of them are athletes. Okay. They don't follow me, by the way, either, but they're verified. And I see a lot of the verified activity. These guys are married. There's one guy in particular who has his wife in his profile picture. He likes every single story I post. Doesn't follow me. Doesn't like my feed post.
What's the difference between liking a story and a feed post?
Feed post, you can see who liked it. Whereas stories you can't see.
I gotcha.
Like the public can't see.
I gotcha. Okay. So she was on both shows, The Hills. I never saw any of those. So she was on. Which one was first? The Hills?
Laguna Beach. Kicked everything off.
And she had her own very Cavallari show.
And then she had her. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So she was the
I
big
like her,
star,
man.
though, right?
Yeah.
Kristen Cavallari. Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Have you ever heard of the Scandinavian sleep method?
No.
So this is basically 2 people, 1 bed, 2 blankets. So like Scandinavian countries like Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, it's 2 people in a bed, like you and your partner, 1 bed, but you eat separate blankets.
Oh,
right?
No, that's not fun.
Because they say, sleep experts say that blanket movement is actually one of the biggest reasons people wake up during the night. But with separate blankets, each person controls their own comfort, temperature, and movement. Some say that it may sound less romantic, but others say that the better sleep means better moods overall for the couple and way less arguing.
I can't do that.
Neither could I.
Separate blankets?
I should do that.
Remember how I told you that I sleep with my arms crossed?
Like you're angry.
Like I'm angry, like somebody's getting in trouble. I'm going to show this picture just to you, Mocha. I'm not going to show it to anybody else.
Okay.
I fell asleep the other night. What, you want to see a picture of me sleeping, Chloe? I'm not sending it to the group chat. Nor is Maury ever seeing this picture of me sleeping.
I've seen you sleep.
So Catherine took a picture of me when she walked in the room the other night. Okay, this is how I sleep.
Bro, why are you so mad? You know what? So Roz is laying there, arms crossed, and his head is turned to the side, like facing left.
Yeah.
And you look like you're saying, I don't want to hear from you right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm not ready.
I look like I'm either mad at sleeping or somebody's about to get in trouble. Right?
Both.
Yeah. And I fell asleep like that the other night, and Catherine grabbed my arm and undid my arms.
She untied your arms.
She untied my arms.
Look at you, Lace.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
There are people walking free right now who believe they've gotten away with murder. That's where Island Crime comes in. My name is Laura Palmer. I'm a veteran journalist, and I investigate unsolved homicides and missing person cases on Vancouver Island. And these aren't just cold cases pulled from the archives. I'm uncovering new leads, tracking down witnesses who've never spoken publicly before. Listen to Island Crime, wherever you get your podcasts.
Taylor Frankie Paul still stands to make her full salary after her season of The Bachelorette was canceled. She had a great contract. Her contract was a services rendered deal, meaning that she got paid in full as soon as she stopped filming.
Oh, all right.
So maybe they held a little bit back to do the publicity that she was obligated to do, but it's a lot
a chunk of the money.
Yeah, so a lot of those, like a lot of deals are, you get X amount for filming. It's broken up into different chunks, and then they hold it to when it starts airing, right? So on completion of air date, you'll get another chunk of money, and then the publicity. But her thing was services rendered, so she's probably going to make it all. They said that it is between the low to mid 6 figures, so that's like 400 grand, 350, maybe 300 grand, something like that.
Not bad.
The big loser in all of this, of course, is Disney, who they stand to lose $50 million or more on the canceled season. That's an incredible amount of money. Their budget for that show is $2 million an episode. Damn, $2 million an episode.
They're
for
not
that
doing
show.
they're not doing so good right now, man.
No,
like that. I saw that story. OpenAI, the ChatGPT people.
Yeah,
how they have that Sora app, the AI app.
Yeah,
so they're shutting that down because of all the copyright footage, and like people are using like dead celebrities, and the families of those celebrities are.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the reason they're shutting it down, though, because Disney was about to license a whole bunch of characters.
I know, and then that deal fell through.
Yeah, well, because they canceled it.
Yeah,
so Disney was like, okay, cool, so we'll take back our $1 billion that they were going to throw into it.
You think there's more to that story?
Yeah, I think that they're just getting out of that game.
The AI game?
No. This like the text to video game.
Oh, okay.
Right. I think they still do AI, but that is because I think that the ultimate goal for the text to video was that it was going to sort of reinvent filmmaking, where filmmakers in that industry doesn't want that. They want the tools. They want the AI tools to be able to make filmmaking easier and cheaper, but they don't want to make a movie out of AI.
Also, there are other programs out there that are way better.
Yeah. But Sora was awesome for a little while. Remember, like Obama drinking a 40 on the back of one of those, cars with the hydraulic lifts and stuff, right? Those videos were great.
The early days of Sora, they gave us some gold, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Where are we here? Shaquille O'Neal denying, and he reads them out. I guess there was one of these fake screen grabs where it was just completely manufactured, and it looked like an Instagram conversation between Shaq and Sabrina Carpenter, where Shaq was trying to pick her up, and it was just like a screen grab. And then it went viral. Everybody's like, oh my God, Shaq's so gross and pervy trying to pick up Sabrina Carpenter. But like it never existed. It was just completely manufactured and poorly at that, but it went wild. So Shaq's doing a podcast where he actually reads out what supposedly he said to Sabrina Carpenter.
Shaq, I would keep your farts in a cologne bottle and spray it on me every day. Just jokes. I'm Shaq's. What's your name, baby? And Sabrina says, I know who you are. You're way too famous to be sending me messages like that. Shaq, you're being rude for no reason. You can't handle Big Diesel anyway. Is that me or is that Cap? Yeah.
I definitely do not believe that is true.
Thank you. Yeah, that went viral.
Supposedly you DMing her?
Yes.
Social media is a dangerous game.
First of all, ladies, the Diesel got way more game than that.
That's quite the pickup line. I would get your farts in a jar so I could spray it on my body like cologne. How did that not work?
Didn't get a response.
Yeah. Right? I think that only a person like Shaq could actually say that.
Facts.
Right? Like you can't be a civilian and write somebody.
No.
Get arrested.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
According to a new report, 65% of young couples say the engagement ring has, quote, evolved from a traditional symbol of love to a financial burden. On average, people think engagement rings should be around $10,000. 26% of Gen Zers would rather pass on the ring and use the cash on a trip together, while 25% of those same people said that maybe they would get matching tattoos instead or even tattooed rings. It also has become trendy to get more modern bands made out of things like titanium, silicone, or wood. You're going to get a rubber ring?
Get a ring pop at that point.
A rubber ring. Silicone ring.
Chloe, what are your thoughts? You want the ring or you
Thank
want...
God,
I want the ring?
Your boyfriend's... Oh.
I don't want no rubber ring. Are you kidding me?
What about a wood ring?
No.
You get those on Amazon.
You wouldn't take a silicone ring?
No.
No, you want like a proper, big, look at me.
I'm high maintenance.
Yes. Okay. Wow. Like how big? Have you already picked it out?
No.
No? Have you thought about it?
Not really.
No.
Liar. You've talked to your girlfriends about
it.
No, I haven't.
You have so many tells, Chloe.
I'm so young.
It's easier to just tell the truth on this show. Like it really is.
Have I thought about it?
Yes, that's what I asked. Have you thought about it?
Sure.
Yes, of course
See?
you have. Yes.
All right. You have a dress picked out?
No.
No.
I actually don't.
No.
Venue?
No.
Guest list?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know who I don't want there.
Okay. Do you prefer when you've been looking at rings online secretly? Is there one company, brand, designer that you prefer over another?
No, because I'm not a big jewelry person.
Okay.
So I
Is there
genuinely
a style that you prefer?
Yeah, like I don't love like huge and flashy,
Okay.
but like nice, simple.
Like what is nice and simple to you?
Like just a band with a nice just
Like one big one or a bunch of
Yeah,
little
one
ones?
big one.
One big one.
but not huge. Like medium size.
So again, you don't really think about it or talk about it at all.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Pascal Duvier, is the security guard who is responsible for chewing out Jude Law's daughter and ex-wife at that hotel in Rio. So is he tied to Chapel Roan? That's the question. So he says this: I take full responsibility for the interaction. I was at the hotel on behalf of another individual, and I was not part of the personal security team of Chapel Roan. The actions I took were not on her behalf, her personal security team, her management, or any other individual. So he's just like hanging out there. He said that he made a judgment call based on information obtained by the hotel, and even that he had witnessed and stuff that he had witnessed in prior days leading up to the incident and risk management. He said, my sole interaction with the mother was calm and with good intentions, and the outcome encounter is regretful. He was also the security guard that was in charge of Kim Kardashian when she was robbed in Paris in 2016.
Great track record.
Yeah, right. And he was out with Courtney Kendall, and while Kim was left alone in the hotel, then they fired him and wound up suing him, and he settled with them. One source says that he was actually in Rio because he was hired by the festival. He was hired by Lollapalooza to provide security for artists at the festival. So on, I guess, different locations, hotel, whatever. He was seen with Sabrina Carpenter when she arrived in Rio. So was he acting on behalf of Chapel Roan? Who knows? He says he was not, but this could also be a thing of where they're like, bro, you got to take the fall for this because she's getting killed on social media right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen all the other fallout, but they're saying that she was cosplaying being poor when she was young.
Oh, no.
Because she has this story.
So they're like really investigating her now?
Like, yeah. So she has a story of like living in a trailer and having no health insurance and saying, you know, you don't know what it's like to be poor, and that's why she works so hard. And then it turns out that her grandfather owned an insurance company and a massive golf course. And she actually grew up in a house in the subdivision on the golf course. Like her backyard looked out onto the fairway. And she went to the Grammys summer camp when she was younger. And when she first signed a management deal, she didn't move to LA, but in an old interview, they're digging up all her old interviews where she said that she was flying back and forth from, I think, Wisconsin or Missouri to LA, like on weekends kind of thing.
Why the
so like every, yeah, so she's really, really going through it right now on social, and I don't blame her team for wanting to shut this down. So who knows if they paid this Pascal Duvier any money or whatever, but he's taking the fall for this. Full stop.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Steve Carell was talking to Amy Poehler on her podcast about the sort of importance and the legacy and how great The Office is and still continues to be.
The Office is a show that people watch when they're stressed, when they're sad.
Parks and Rec is exactly the same way.
I'm sure you had this happen too, like during the pandemic, everybody rewatched those shows. They went back to it. Like you have provided, and everyone on that show has provided this like feeling of safety and security in a time when people are very, very anxious, and they return over and over again. What does that feel like when people tell you that?
I've provided a public service, really. And in that way, I think I'm more than an actor.
You got cocky. You got cocky.
You got cocky. Don't get cocky.
Don't get cocky. No, but it's true.
It's nice.
Like we fell in love with the journey of Michael. We really, really, we do. We love him. I mean, congrats on a great show. I don't know what else to say. I have no question here. You know, what did you say to Pam at the airport? Tell us what you said to Pam.
I leaned in. I went, rah, 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 just to make it look like I was saying something.
You did? You didn't? No, you did.
No, we had a very emotional shared moment.
I love that moment. Such a good moment.
He's always doing shtick. Like he hear you talk seriously. But I will say this. Have you seen his new show, The Rooster?
I was just going to ask you about that.
Have you seen it?
No. Is it good?
It's very good.
Yeah?
It's very good.
Because I have a place in my heart for Steve Carell.
Yes.
Everything he does is always, for me, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes, he did. He's done that in the past with a couple shows and movie choices that he did. He went a little serious, right?
Yeah.
You know, this is the best version of Steve Carell that, in my opinion, that you're going to get, which is there's a little bit of Michael Scott in there. It's Steve Carell being Steve Carell. He's very one note, although he's brilliant, right? This is very much the same Steve Carell that you get in Crazy Stupid Love.
One of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
That's
So-
one of his best performances.
Yeah, so his character in this is very
Okay.
close
That
to
makes me happy.
to his character in Crazy Stupid
I
Love.
loved him in Foxcatcher.
Yeah, again, like to me, other actors could have done that role in Foxcatcher, right? Like
You could say that about any role.
No, not this. Steve Carell is perfect in The Rooster.
Okay,
like
I know.
absolutely
Are all the
perfect.
episodes out?
No, it's a weekly, but I think there's like 3 or 4 episodes out.
I'm going to start this weekend.
It's
I
really
love Steve Carell
good.
so much.
It's really good.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yesterday was National Cheesesteak Day, and in honor of that,
Cheesesteak, not cheesecake. Cheesecake.
Yes, the cheesesteak sandwich, and then at the Philadelphia airport, which I don't know why they did it at the airport. They tried
Philadelphia
to break
cheesesteak.
No, but why'd they do it at the airport?
Because there's a lot of travelers.
They tried to break the Guinness World Record for the longest line of cheesesteak sandwiches.
Where?
At the airport, in
Like
between.
inside?
Yes,
Or on the runway?
I don't know, in between terminals B and C, whatever that means. I
They
guess
just line them up on the floor?
I guess they needed the space for it, but also you got to cook those, right?
Oh,
like,
that's a lot.
it's not like a sub where it's all cold cuts. Like cheesesteak, it
Well, I'm
requires.
sure they gave them to
Oh my
people
God.
after.
How much
I don't know.
bread, how much meat?
So it was 225 pounds of cheese, 990 pounds of shaved beef, and 1,291 foot-long rolls. Here is somebody associated with this.
Today, we're going to make world history on the National Cheesesteak Day in Philadelphia.
Hell yeah.
1,200 feet, roll to roll, Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a bit of a cheat because I like the world records where they make one giant roll. Right?
Oh, like one giant Philly cheesesteak.
I mean,
is what you're thinking?
I don't know how you make a 1,200-foot roll, but just lining things up end to end, you know?
Cheesesteaks, though, man.
Yeah,
That
I
airport
know.
must have smelled delicious.
Oh, yeah, I know. It would have.
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
A beauty influencer mom from Brazil has been arrested over claims that she staged her own kidnapping to boost her social media followers. It's a woman by the name of Monica Fraga. She's 27 years old. She was arrested yesterday, almost a year after telling her followers that she and her husband, Lucas, were ambushed by 3 men outside their house in Brazil. In the video, she said the gang threatened to torture them unless a ransom was paid, and her husband was beaten as they handed over their belongings. Cops now believe that the entire thing was some sort of twisted plot for clout. Here's the jaw-dropping twist, though. Her husband, Lucas, who, remember, was also kidnapped, beaten, and robbed, was completely in the dark about his wife's plan. She apparently set this whole thing up with 3 other men. One of the guys is already in prison for other crimes. Another one of the guys was murdered before his arrest could actually be issued, and they're still looking for the third. She now faces charges of blackmail, perverting the course of justice, and waiting police time.
Wow.
Her husband didn't know.
Poor guy.
And they dragged his ass into the jungle and only tuned him up, not her. Like,
Wow.
Listen, I understand, like in sickness and in health and everything, but yeah, that's like,
that doesn't apply.
That's you can't keep the man in the dark.
Did it help her social media?
I think she only had 40,000 followers when she did this.
Oh my God.
Like, it's not like she had like millions of followers. She had like a modest social following.
Well, now she probably does. Millions.
Exactly. I bet you they'd probably take it away from her. Sure, a judge
course.
said you can't have social media anymore.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The Transportation Safety Administration in the U.S. said that they are experiencing the longest wait times ever in its 24-year recorded history because of the ongoing partial government shutdown. Wait times at major airports still exceeding 4, 5, and 6 hours, and employees at those airports are calling out of work, like saying they're not coming in today, at a rate of 40 and 50%.
Yikes.
So that's why the wait times are as long as they are. Meanwhile, United, I don't know if you saw this, United Airlines has released video and concepts of what they call the United Relaxed Row, where you can book a full row of 3 seats that the bottom flips out to join the seats in front of you, and then they give you like a tiny mattress pad and a pillow and a blanket, so those 3 seats become a bed.
Yo, in economy?
In economy.
Bro, sign me up.
So United Relax will be available starting next year on select flights.
Is this real or April Fool's?
No, it's real because I actually saw this last year when they were flirting with the idea of doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And their plan is to do 200 planes by 2030, and each plane will have 12 rows of these brand new seats. No idea how much it's going to cost, and they haven't said how the booking is going to work. Like, meaning, do you have to book the whole row?
Yes.
Because, like, what if,
for sure.
like, what if you book it and then like somebody else books it?
No, but if you book and you choose that feature, then the other 2 seats aren't going to be available for anyone else to
You
book.
like you group booking the 3 seats.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like, so you can only book 3 seats.
Yeah.
Like, if you want that, you can only book the 3 seats.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
But then where does your family sit?
Another row.
That sounds like an expensive trip, man. I couldn't do that. My feet would be hanging in the aisle.
So then you have to get the other 3 across. From
I have to get the 3 across. Yeah.
So you buy
Then how do they
6.
do the beverage cart through his legs?
I know. You know how they have
That's a them
they
problem.
give the extra seatbelt for people who need it?
Yeah.
Right? I need the extra like seat, like a bridge. Yeah. So like to put my feet on so people could walk underneath it. Like, I couldn't fit in
You
that.
need to lie across the overhead bin.
I'd like the upper deck, like a bunk bed.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's what I would take.
Oh, you'd love that.
Yeah, for sure. I would take that. Like, on a Greyhound, it's closed. There's no doors. It's just that little piece of mesh, right? I'd be fine with that. Commando style. I got no problem.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.
There are people walking free right now who believe they've gotten away with murder. That's where Island Crime comes in. My name is Laura Palmer. I'm a veteran journalist, and I investigate unsolved homicides and missing person cases on Vancouver Island. And these aren't just cold cases pulled from the archives. I'm uncovering new leads, tracking down witnesses who've never spoken publicly before. Listen to Island Crime, wherever you get your podcasts.